Good evening, this is Chloe here, and what we're going to talk about today is about the Resident Evil 4 remake, and there's some good stuff that I like about it, and there's some negative stuff that I don't like about it. So let me start with the good stuff that I do like about the remake. I do like the fact that you can shoot and move around. It wasn't in the original. In the original, you could not move around and shoot. In the remake, you can actually back up or move forward, just move out of the way and still shoot, which is a good thing. But to me, at the time when I played in the original, I just thought that it made the game much easier to do so. In the remake, they put it in, which is fine. So I was okay with that. The next thing I like about remake is you're able to switch weapons on the fly. I really enjoy that as a modern game, because in the original you have to keep going back and forth, hitting the pause button just to get into that menu screen to pick your weapons or to even get herbs. So I thought that was a plus on the remake. I like that you can parry attacks, which is nice. I don't use it often in the remake, but I do use it for certain bosses like Krauser's. That's something that I would use the parry for. I think that's a good thing to have, but I really don't need to use it. It's there, but I can beat the game without it. But it's good to have. I do enjoy the remake's graphics. I like the engine. It looks nice, looks pretty. It's got really nice environments. I like the fog that they have in the game. I like the atmosphere of it. It's very dark, and I like the tone, when it's like the sun is going down. I like how it looks like a sunset, and I like that in the remake, so I thought it was pretty good. I liked the character Ashley. I thought she did very well. She sounded very genuine, and I thought she played her role very well. I liked the interactions she has with Leon. I enjoyed, when you go into the shooting gallery area and she's always praising you, or if you make a mistake, she will say something that, she didn't like about it. But at the start, the back and forth was pretty cutesy. I thought it was cute.
Good job, Leon. Have fun? That was like something you'd see at the fair. It reminds me of being a kid.
I enjoyed the mines area where Leon and Luis are in the mine carts and they're shooting the ganados there, and you have the chainsaw guy trying to get after you there. I just thought that was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed that level, but it's just weird because he wasn't in the mines in the original. They still have it to where if you shoot an enemy in the face or you have a decapitation on an enemy, Ashley does do that fist bump, movement. So they kept that from the original, which is nice touch. I like the way Leon makes comments in the games while he's shooting. Like he'll say, quote, "You're in my way," end quote, or quote, "Move," end quote.
Out of the way.
I do like where he does make comments, talking smack while he's moving around. I did enjoy the area with the knights when you play as Ashley. I thought that was very fun. I enjoyed that level very much. I thought it was really nice. I actually liked that more than the original. So I props to them on that. I did enjoy the shooting gallery. I thought it was pretty fun. It was really cute. And I do like where you can get these little tokens where you can put it in a machine and you get these charms out of it. I think that's a nice touch, and it kind of, depending on what kind of charm you have, it'll help you in the game. You can attach it to your case, and you can either, try to pick up more percentages of herbs, or you can have a percentage to pick up more ammo, or to make or craft more ammo. So I think that's pretty good. Now, those are the good stuff. Now we're going to head to the bad stuff. Okay. I did not like the way they changed the story with Luis. In the original Resident Evil 4, 2005 version, they had it to where Luis was hired by Sadler as a researcher, but he was also a cop in Madrid. That was his story. There was nothing more to that. He was even trying to get in touch with Ada, but even at that time, he didn't know who Ada was working for. He had no idea in the original. In the remake, they have him as a former Umbrella researcher. He used to work for Umbrella. He was hired by the Los Illuminados. He had sent emails to Ada. They communicated to get back and forth, and she wanted the amber, and in return, she would give him protection. And that was his story. And that's not how it was in the original. So they really changed a lot with that. I didn't like that.
And who might you be?
Me llamo Luis Serra. I used to be a cop in Madrid.
I am a researcher, hired by Sadler.
Bruce Condor 1, I've got that intel you requested on Luis Serra. It seems he used to be a researcher for Umbrella.
Umbrella? I should have left him in that bag to rot.
I think the game should have stayed true to the story, to keep it intact. I didn't like that Luis saves Leon instead of Ada. So you're literally changing the story there because now you just replaced the scene that was supposed to be with Ada and now it's with Luis. So now you're getting less scenes that are with Ada that should have been with Leon.
Enough talk. Die, comrade!
Ada!
Well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress.
I didn't like how they changed the story with Krauser. In the original, Krauser was a double agent. He used to work with Leon 2 years prior, and they were in that Operation Javier. And if you play the game, I think it was Umbrella Chronicles. I think it was Darkside Chronicles, I believe. And they went to this area to go after this guy that was like a cartel member, and he was looking for this virus. And what ended up happening was, I think he used the Code Veronica virus on his daughter to try to help her, and it didn't quite work out that way. So anyway, the girl's mother got a virus, and she ended up shooting a barb into Krauser's arm. And what it did was it messed up his arm to where he couldn't use it again. And so you're practically useless, and you can't work your arm anymore. So what he wanted to do, he wanted power. He wanted to get some kind of virus. He wanted to get something to where he can move that arm again. He wanted to meet with Wesker because he knew Wesker had something that he needed. That was his whole intent. So anyway, going back to the original, he would call him Comrade because they worked together. And he says, well, I died in a crash 2 years ago. Is that what they told you? So from there, Leon already knew that Krauser had kidnapped Ashley, and he was working under the direct orders from Wesker, and of course he was working with Ada in the original, and Wesker wanted the Las Plagas sample, and that was the goal. To pretend that he was good buddies with Sadler so he can take the sample and retrieve it and send it to Wesker. That was the goal.
Is Krauser there?
He's dead.
Pity. But after all, just another expendable grunt.
Now, in the remake, he's still a double agent, I'm assuming. This time, there's no connection with Wesker at all that we saw in the remake. None. He doesn't even make contact with Ada, which is very strange. No contact, no mention, and he actually got in touch with the Los Illuminados, and he said he got power from them.
In that jungle, I had a revelation. The most important thing in this world is pure, unadulterated power. Los Illuminados have given me that.
And I was stunned by that storyline because he was looking for Wesker. So where does Wesker come into play here? He has no connection in the game to Wesker or Ada. I just didn't understand it. And he took the sample that Luis had and he just gave it to Sadler? I mean, that's asinine. He's like, oh, I got the sample, so I'm gonna take it back to Sadler. I mean, that's just crazy how that story went. I didn't agree with that at all. I'm sorry, but I don't like the writing in the remake. It made more sense in the original. I did not like how Krauser would call Leon a rookie versus a comrade. I don't know about you, but rookie is pretty insulting considering, I mean, at one point, yes, back in 1998, he was considered a rookie because he was a rookie. It was his first day on the job as a cop. But he is beyond a rookie after the Operation Javier incident. So to me, it made no sense to keep calling him a rookie. Because now he's like saying, well, you're an underling, I taught you this, so you're still a rookie. And it's like, it doesn't make any damn sense to me. Now, a comrade makes more sense because y'all worked together, y'all were equals. So I just thought it was pretty insulting. I hated him calling him a rookie because it made no fucking sense to me.
Been a long time, comrade.
Long time no see, rookie.
I also felt that the Krauser fight was cheap. And what I mean by that is when he hits you, he takes off quite a lot of health compared to the original. I didn't like that. There's some stuff I did like with the fight, but I did not like a lot of it. Krauser only had one arm that was infected. And in the remake, he has both arms. And it wasn't like that in the original because the barb went into his left arm, not in both arms, so it didn't make sense to me. So I just thought that was weird, and I just thought the way they did the fight towards the end was just bullshit. I didn't care for it. I actually liked the original more. And I thought it was really stupid to have Leon go through the game with the knife that was given to you by the cop. I think his name was Murphy. He gives you a big knife to Leon in Resident Evil 2. I'm sorry, but there is no fucking way that Leon is going to continue to use that knife over the awesome knife that he had in Operation Javier. Why would you downgrade your knife? Is beyond me. So in the remake, you're playing with this knife and your knives break. Now you got breakable knives. That was not a thing in the original. When you play the original, you have that knife with that snake on your blade. There's nothing breaking. And now you have body armor that you have to repair because it gets damaged. In the original, you didn't have to worry about damaging your armor. You didn't have to worry about repairing it, you know? So I just thought that was just bullshit. Didn't like that. I didn't like how they skipped transformation with Mendez. It's like as soon as Leon just shoots that barrel, you just go straight to the transformation. In the original, I liked how they did it in the original because in reality, if you even shoot a barrel, it doesn't explode. It won't explode. So the best way to do it was to tip over that barrel to leak the gasoline and then shoot to ignite it. That makes more sense than shooting a barrel. But anyway, the original made sense. The remake does not. And you just quickly just go straight to him being transformed without showing the transformation. I just thought that sucked. I enjoyed the original because it was very detailed at going through so many steps to get there because it made sense that way.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
God, I thank you for your gift.
You want to get ugly? Let's get ugly.
I did not like that once you beat Mendez, when you take the eyeball, you no longer need that eyeball to get into the castle. Now it's like you get that eyeball, it says you can sell it to the merchant. I'm like, wow, so they just did away with scanning the retina to get into the castle. It's like, what's the point in killing Mendez and then you taking the eyeball if you don't need it to get into the castle? I just thought that was stupid. I didn't like how they did this with the lake boss. it didn't show you how the monster got hooked with the boat. It just did it anyways. Like, we're just gonna go ahead and just go skip how we got there and just show that he's pulling the boat. In the original, you see the hook fall into the water, and as the creature is moving underwater, it hooks to the creature, and then the boat starts being pulled. It's those kind of details that should be in the game, and the fact that it wasn't is just pure laziness. And I love little details like that. And it wasn't in the remake. I did not like how Sadler appeared to you as hallucinations or just in your mind. I just did not like that period, because in the original, he actually appeared in person. He made his appearance when you got caught. When you got caught with Luis, he actually made his appearance there. I believe that was before the church. So he made his appearance there after you got caught just to give you the shot. He wanted to make sure to see it in person. So he was there. Then he shows up at the church in the original. This guy made more appearance physically in the original than he did in the remake. The remake was just hallucinations. You were just seeing things. You were seeing that he was telling the villagers to come after you, doing these mind games with you. It seems like the original, you had more reasons to go after Sadler than you did in the remake. Because in the original, he ended up injecting the Plagas into Ashley and you. He killed Luis. He killed Mike. In the remake, it didn't really show anything like that. He did show up with those bugs going after you. Then he shows up with these bitches trying to kill you there. It's like he had every opportunity to do it, and he doesn't do it. He keeps giving you these chances. This Sadler guy's freaking weird. He had every opportunity to kill you in an instant and to keep doing what he wanted to do. I didn't like it. I don't like Ada's outfit. And everybody's going to say, oh, well, it doesn't make sense for her to be in the dress. Well, it's a video game. It's not meant to be realistic in that. So I just thought she was all freaking covered. I mean, you couldn't see any skin. It's like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to make her more modest? And there was a reason why she was in a dress, because that was an inspiration to that. I think it was called Nikita. It was inspired by that. So again, it's a video game. It's not supposed to make sense in that regard. I don't like Ada's voice. I think it sucks. I think she sounds robotic. I enjoyed the original one.
Leon. Long time no see. True? About what? Don't worry. I'll take good care of it. Gotta go. If I were you, I'd get off this island too. Here, catch. Better get a move on. See you around.
You can stop right there, Leon. You don't seem surprised. Interesting. Not a bad move. Very smooth.
So who are you working for this time?
Oh, Leon. You know I don't work in town. Nothing personal, Leon. Luis and I had an arrangement. Don't worry, I'll take good care of it. Better get a move on.
I also noticed that in the remake, there are no decapitations with the chainsaw. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool getting split in half, but you know, your head is still intact though. I noticed they did some dialogue change. They did some dialogue change between Leon and Ada. I didn't like the dialogue that was changed, and to me, it kind of reminds me of Back to the Future, where Biff tells his younger self that you sound like a fool when you say it wrong. The writing could be better. It's not good. I actually enjoyed the original's writing. I wasn't too crazy about the puzzles. You got the church puzzle, and it says, here you go. Here's some scrambled up deal, figure it out. Now, in the original, you at least had a hint to show you the pattern, and then from there, you can easily complete the puzzle. On the other one, you really have to take time to kind of look at the designs and to get it going. So to me, it took me a little longer to get. Even you know, it was pretty easy in the original, but everyone's different. Some people can do it within a few seconds, some people can do it a little longer. I'm not too crazy about that stupid puzzle that you got to do to get into that room where Mendes is at with that stupid ball, just so you can get that the Signia symbol on. I wasn't too crazy about that puzzle. Just certain puzzles I just wasn't crazy about in the remake, but I mean, it's there. I wasn't too crazy about the giant's fight. He doesn't really give you enough opportunity to get out of the way. He's pretty quick at just pounding on you. In the original, you actually have a fighting chance. You can dodge, you can get out of the way. He'll pull a branch and he'll swing it at you and you can dodge that, you know, duck. But in the remake, he doesn't give you that opportunity. He just keeps wailing on you, and I don't think that's right. I think it's pretty cheap. And I enjoyed the original to where you saw like the cutscene and the giant is like destroying the Ganados, trying to get him out where he was at. And in the remake, you got this crazy guy in red, and the monk, he gets the giant out. So I wasn't too crazy about that. I actually thought it was funny in the original. I noticed that you have to beat the game to get the primal knife, and the primal knife is the unbreakable knife that you can have. Basically, it's the original knife that you get in the original game, you know. So you have to work to get that knife, which is very odd to me. I don't like that in the remake, the hand cannon is just no longer the strongest magnum anymore. It is now Killer 7. In the original, the hand cannon was the most powerful magnum in the game. So they changed that. I don't like how they changed the name from Chicago Typewriter to Chicago Sweeper. And even if you were to use the Chicago Sweeper, it's not very good against regenerators at all. It's just they keep coming. It doesn't stop them in their tracks. It's not a very good weapon. You cannot kill the merchant. So he'll try to do it, and then he'll just stop himself from doing it. So you can't do that. I don't like how they combine the regenerator with the Iron Maiden. These were two different regenerators. They were not combined as one. I think that's pure laziness. If they wanted to add the Iron Maiden one, they should have just added that as by itself or in its own area. The regenerators do not change to Iron Maidens after you kill them. They just die as regenerators. The Iron Maidens are a whole separate deal. So I don't know why they combined it. I just thought it was lazy. I'm not too crazy about the Verdugo boss. I don't like the areas where you have to press a button to release the nitrogen to get Verdugo. I prefer knocking down those tanks that releases the nitrogen to freeze Verdugo. And then you having to kick him, or you can use a rocket launcher to get rid of him easily. I don't like that when you're fighting the Verdugo boss, he no longer moves his finger side to side it was an inspiration from the Terminator 2 from the T-1000, where he would just move his finger from one side to the other. Now, in the remake, he just moves his hand in a gesture as to say, come on. So I think he just ruined it, because there was a reason why the creators had it a certain way, because they were inspired off of a movie, and they added it in there. Just little nitpicky things. I don't like that they removed the U3. Supposedly they may have it on separate ways. I don't know why. It's just weird because it wasn't in there. They don't have any radio dialogues with Salazar. There's no radio dialogues with Sadler. And I think that was just... I love the radio dialogues. It was funny. It was cheesy. I like those dialogues. And the fact that they just didn't add it in. You know, it's really something different. I don't like how at the very end of the game you got Hunnigan trying to scream out for Leon and Ashley to respond, and they don't. I think it's just stupid how they ended it like that.
Condor 1? Bruce to Condor 1, do you read me? Come in. I said come in. Is this thing even on? Leon, are you and Ashley all right? Where are you? Come on!
And at the very end, she just looks on the computer, takes off her glasses, and she walks away. So there's no flirting going on. So they got rid of the flirting. They got rid of the ballistics.
See that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
How rude!
Hey, I see you found your missing señorita.
Señorita has a name and it's Ashley. You are?
They got rid of Ashley trying to seduce Leon, basically. They got rid of that. So in the original, she was trying to hit on Leon, and of course he, tells her sorry. And then the other one, she's like, well, I can get in touch with my dad and see if he can get you into my detail. And the other one's like, oh, we can have some overtime when we get back. And he's like, no. To each their own. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. I just thought it was funny either way. But, we're living in a whole new generation where people just find it too sexist or too misogynistic or toxic for anyone to say certain things. And
so, after you take me back to my place, how about we do some, overtime?
Sorry.
I could put in a word with my dad. Have you assigned to my detail, if you're interested.
You don't need me. You proved you could handle yourself. Even if you could use a lesson in knife safety. Come on. Let's go home.
He doesn't even say women, to quote women anymore. He says something else entirely different.
Women.
Story of my life.
I don't like the credits music. It totally sucks. I really hate it in the remake. I was like, this song sucks.
Keep your eyes on the road ahead. Don't be drawn into the light or the shadows in your head. Keep your eyes on the road ahead and don't ever look back. Don't ever look back, 'cause I got a feeling in my bones that everything's gonna be fine. Yeah. Don't ever look back. Don't ever look back.
And of course, they don't show that there were once children there, but they end up being, they were killed by the people in the village. And it actually showed a child that was lifeless on her chair. So you would know that poor child was killed by the villagers. And that over time, they were changing and transforming into this parasite. This parasite got a hold of them and just bursted out, and it just took over the whole village. So to me, the original seemed to be more dark than the remake when it came to that. And another thing, they ended up changing JJ. So JJ is not really the same. Now he's got either a hog head or a bull head, and they changed him drastically. So I don't understand why they ended up changing him that way, but it is what it is. But anyway, what do you think about it? It seems like I have so many bad than good. I mean, I own both games. I play both games. I enjoy my original. I love my original. And like I said, there's some good things about the remake, but there are also a lot of bad things I didn't like about it. I didn't like how they cut a lot of content out of it. And then they changed the story. I don't like that either. I had fun playing the game. Again, let me know what you think about it and how do you feel about the remake or the original, or what do you like best? I thank you for watching. And good night.